Ayo, back at it again with another video. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. So I have made videos in the past about the NWSL, the National Women's Soccer League. So I think there's a lot of opportunities to grow for this league. I think it has a lot of potential. So one of the new teams is Boss Nation, which is the team in Boston, which I think it's kind of a cool name. It honestly sounds kind of like, like a song from, the hip hop or rap genre, but I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. So currently 14 clubs. So it's 2025 now. You're going to expand to 16 in 2026. So the teams, you pretty much are covered across most of the country. You zoom in, you got Denver coming in, you got a team in Boston. I think you're trying to cover a bunch of the area geographically speaking. So you got Seattle, you got Portland, you got a team in the Bay that just started in 2024. Two in Southern California, Angel City in LA, The Wave in San Diego. That's a team that was pretty recent. I think that was, 2022. A team coming in Denver. I think most of the West Coast is pretty well covered. Maybe you can expand into Phoenix or Vegas or maybe another one in Northern California. But you got most of the West Coast covered. I feel like Texas is a place that you can definitely get a second team, maybe in Dallas, Fort Worth. But you definitely got to fill in some more space along the East Coast, eastern part of the country. You got a lot going on in the Atlantic. I think you can definitely get a team in Atlanta to kind of complement the fact that you're kind of filling in the entirety of the East Coast. You got a team in Orlando, in the Carolinas, DC, New York City. You got a team coming in Boston, which, again, I like it. I think it's an interesting name, Boss Nation FC. I don't know. I think Boston FC would have just been fine, but Boss Nation I think is kind of a cool name. White Memorial, George R. White Memorial, about 10,500. So pretty decent size, but I think it's a great spot to expand to. Boston, kind of fill out the rest of the coast. Boston, New York City, DC, Carolina, I think Georgia, Atlanta, Metro Market, I think is another spot that would be a great spot because you're trying to attract eyeballs, because you can capture more TV markets, you can generate more eyeballs to the NWSL, and then you can get more advertising revenue and then player pay that way. I think a great spot would be Minnesota. That stadium in Minnesota for the Minnesota United FC is amazing. It looks it's like a carbon copy of Allianz Stadium in Munich. You got Allianz Field in Minnesota. I think that would be a great spot. I think a team somewhere in, I think Columbus is a great spot. You got the Columbus Crew there. Team in Cincinnati, maybe Detroit, Indy. I think it would just be a great spot. But definitely a team in Denver and Boston is a great addition because you're trying to fill out the map, bring in new clubs, bring in new players, bring in more media markets, which ultimately gives you advertising revenue, and then that helps with two things: travel expenses. The more teams you have, the less traveling you have to do because you have more teams close by you on the map. And also TV revenue helps with, player pay, TV advertising dollars. So I think they have a lot of room to expand. They're going up to 16, I think, in 2026. You're trying to expand it 2 teams at a time. So you're at 14 now. You expand to 16 with Denver and Boston, get you up to 16. And then if you get up to 18 and 20, I think that's a pretty solid match. You bring in a team in the West, a team in the East. Maybe you have one next round, might be Vegas and Minnesota. or it might be, a Dallas Fort Worth team and an Atlanta team, or, I think like a Phoenix and maybe like a Columbus or something along that line, I think would be an interesting possibility. So you're getting up to 16, you can potentially get up to 18 and 20 if you expand by 2 over the next decade or so. So I think this league has a lot of growth opportunities. I think the sky's the limit. So if you're starting 12 years ago and you're already at 14 and you're getting up to 16, you're doing some good things, and you're getting, some good foundations across the country with new teams, new markets, new possibilities. So I think they have a lot of room to grow. So with that, that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.